Hey girl, hey, welcome back to another episode of Just a Girl Talk. My name is Janine. If you are new here, please be sure to subscribe before we get into the conversation. So ladies, let's talk about it. Let's talk about marriage. Horse and carriage. You know what I'm saying? Let's really talk about it. So, yo, I've been married for 7 years, and I really enjoy being married. Like, I really do. And I really hate how I hear married women giving advice to single women, like bashing it, like, don't get married. I'm married, but don't do it. And I'm just like, you're giving, like, what gives you the right to try to stop another woman from finding her one true love and building a foundation with her family? Like, that to me is like, blows my mind that married women are now demonizing marriage because they are not in a healthy, maybe their marriage is not going as good as they would have liked, right? So like, then that's what we do. Because my marriage is not going great, I go out here and spread negativity about marriage. Like, that is really crazy, right? And listen to this. I know that I'm not even gonna say that, because people say marriage is not for everybody, right? I believe that if we stop being so selfish as people, as women, marriage can be for everybody, right? Like, who says you are not capable of being a companion, having a partner, right? And I find that in the Black community, for many of us as Black women, we don't see enough marriages, right? We just don't. So we are speaking from we're not even speaking from our personal experience when we say, oh, marriage don't work, marriage is this, marriage is that. You've never even personally spoken to anyone about marriage. You're only going off what you've seen, what you've heard, social media, celebrities, all of that. So then you internalize it and put that onto yourself, like you will never find a good husband. And that it may not be true at all. You know what I'm saying? If you really do the work. And like I said, I feel like there are so many people demonizing marriage, and they're calling it just a piece of paper. And I've never felt that way, right? So I grew up in a home, my mom was not married, my parents were never married. So for me, I wouldn't say I grew up wanting to be married. Like, I didn't really fantasize about what I would wear on my wedding day. I never had any of those thoughts. I really didn't think about marriage until I got with my husband. Like, I didn't. I really felt like, well, what do we do next? You know what I'm saying? Like, we love each other, we have a family, we are building a family, so like, why not get married? And I think for me, what made it easier, because my husband grew up in a home with his parents who were married, so he always wanted marriage. So I didn't feel like I had to like buy him into it. I didn't feel like I was trying to force a man to marry me or force marriage down his throat, which I think a lot of women are like, I ain't forcing a man to marry me. And I feel like that helped us come together and like really see the value and importance of our family being one, because he saw the beauty of marriage and like seeing his parents all his life, had the foundation. He wanted the same for his family. And I feel like it made it easy for me to want it as well with somebody who already wanted it. I feel like, to be honest, like, what if I didn't have a man in my life at that time who didn't want marriage, and I let him convince me I didn't want marriage? You know what I'm saying? I think that also happens too, where I feel like a lot of women who say they don't want marriage are being convinced by other people that they don't need marriage. Like, it's like your mom saying, or people are saying like, oh, well, y'all been together forever, y'all, y'all got all this going on, y'all happy, marriage ain't gonna change anything, what do you need to be married for? Like, almost like when you bring it up to people, your friends and your family, they will then tell you, girl, marriage don't solidify anything, marriage don't make anything different. And that's the idea of like, well, you know what, girl, you're right, like, we don't even gotta do that, we don't even have to waste our time. And it's like, that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me that we have now, somebody alarm. As I was saying, I forgot what I was saying, y'all. But I pretty forgot what I was saying. But no, so I just think that, marriage looks different for everyone. And I think us internalizing what we think is going to be our story based on other people is kind of how many of us are living our lives, which is not healthy, right? We're not even giving ourselves a chance. I think marriage is a beautiful thing. I think what my husband and I have is such a beautiful thing. And it's beautiful because we both want it. You know what I'm saying? We both put the work in. Am I going to say it's just blissful and it's always easy and it's always just perfect? No, it's work. That's what I'll say. Marriage is work. It is work. You cannot just like try to not, like, you know, you try to take a test and not study. You got to put the work in to get the good grade. You got to put the work in your marriage to get good results. And I think that if two people understand that, it will change the whole idea of like marriage. I think people have made it seem like it's like the hardest thing on earth to do. And once you get married, you don't have no identity. And once you get married, you don't matter. And once it's like, no, you cannot be selfish, right? It's not just about you anymore, right? You have a partner, a companion, a husband that you have to think about, right? But it doesn't mean that you don't matter. You can't do nothing. You're in this controlling situation. Your life is over. You're doomed. And I hate when I hear women talk like that. Like, it's like your life is like a black cloud. It's like, for me, life only got greater. Life only became more beautiful. I've said this before many times on having girl talk conversations. It is an honor and a blessing for me to share the same last name as my children. Us to all four share the same last name. I'm grateful to God. I'm so grateful. Life really has been, I could not imagine doing life without my husband. I couldn't. Even in those tough moments, I still know who I can depend on. And I feel like as women, when we haven't really had good relationships in our lives, healthy relationships in our lives, we never really seen it. You internalize what you've been through. You start to project it and you start to live in this, I don't need a man, I don't need a husband, it's just a piece of paper. That is something that someone has manipulated your mind to believe what God created is just a piece of paper. Like, that is wild to me. That we are now saying that what God created for us, for our families, the foundation of our lives. Like I said, it is to me a blessing to be a wife. A blessing to be a virtuous wife. You know what I'm saying? It's a blessing. And I think that, yes, we know that marriage is a business, but I feel like my husband and I operate truly on more on the love side. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that we don't understand the business aspect of it, but we truly operate in love. Like, you have to have love. You have to love each other deeply, in my opinion. Like, I don't think just the business side of it is going to, knowing it's a business, is going to make it last long. You can stay together for sure, but that love, that like healthy, beautiful kind of partnership that you have doesn't really last without the love. Like, you need both for your marriage to really thrive. You need to understand that, we got these things going on, and when, we got to get into the nitty-gritty of our business, but the love is what kind of keeps us from tearing each other down, beating each other down. Like, do you know what I'm saying? So, like, I feel like the love has to be there for sure. Love has to be there. And I want women to just know that there's somebody out there for you. You just have to realize that you saying, okay, this ain't for me, I don't want it, I don't need it, you just haven't received it from the right person. You know what I'm saying? You didn't need it from him. No, he's not the one to give you that. And at the same time, sit back and ask yourself, why haven't I come across my husband yet? Why am I not married? And this is about taking accountability, right? It's not to like fully blame yourself, but ask yourself, what do I need to change about myself? Am I ready for marriage? Am I ready to make certain sacrifices? Am I ready to not be selfish? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we as people are very selfish. And being selfish and inconsiderate does not work in marriage. And I think that is the one piece that people don't want to be. People don't want to be honest and say, I just don't feel like being considerate. I'd rather just be by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you could do that, be real with yourself, then you might, but trying to convince yourself that you're not, and you trying to be in a relationship is not going to work. And I say this all the time. People say like this whole, don't do wifely things don't do wifely things for a boyfriend, which I understand. I get it, y'all. But I also say this, I'll also say this. You have to show a man why you are the wife that he needs, you know, or wants, I shall I say. So it doesn't mean like you in there cooking and cleaning every single day, you just his girlfriend. But if you are, right, that's okay. You're showing him that you are a woman who wants to take care of your family, take care of your home. So I think the idea of like you don't got to do nothing for no man until he makes you his wife. How he gonna make you his wife? He don't even know what you're capable of. You got to show him something. You got to show him, just like he has to show you that he's capable of being your husband before you get married. Show me that you are a provider. Show me that you are a leader. Show me that you do have, you know, that you're honest. You know what I'm saying? Same for a woman. Show a man that you are nurturing, that you are loving, that you're not selfish, that you're not argumentative. And that's showing those things in your actions are a big piece of it, y'all. It's a big piece. So just take that in mind when you get into that mindset. It's really just thinking about me, who I am as a woman, what I want in my life, what my characteristics currently are. Y'all might need to start Googling. Google characteristics of a good wife. They're going to come up with being honest, loyal, cooperative, compassionate while angry, y'all. Having compassion while you're angry. Ooh, it's tough. It is really tough. It is really tough. And sometimes it's hard to restrain yourself, because I've been there when the compassion is like slipping away, but you got to catch yourself, because we can be real vicious with our words, y'all. And we cut real deep, and it cuts real deep with the people that we love. And it's like, I didn't mean it. So you hit up Google, y'all. Hit up Google and really just sit back and maybe just do a check off. Like, do I fit this? Like for real, y'all, we have to really start to sit down with ourselves and ask myself, why don't I want to be married? Ask yourself that question. Why don't I want to be married? Let me get a clear understanding, because sometimes, like I said, we say things that we don't even know what we're saying. We just saying it because it sounds cool. When my friend says, I don't want to be married, me either, girl. We don't need to have no husband. We don't need no men. Why don't I want to be married? If you don't have an answer for yourself, and you don't have a clear answer, you might need to reevaluate where your thoughts are coming from, what you're taking in, what you are filling your mind up with. Because you might have passed up on so many men who might have been good men who wanted marriage, and you could have said that you don't need marriage because that's what social media says. When you can have a foundation that's solid. Like, who want to do life by themselves? Ain't no fun. That singleness don't last but so, like, it ain't fun for so long, in my opinion. Only in my opinion, y'all. So think about that, y'all. Just take some time to just sit down and think about it. Marriage is a beautiful thing. It is an honor. And when it's done right with the right man. A good man, y'all. A good man. So, yeah. So yeah, that's just, I wanted to share that, because I just want to see marriage come back around the Black community. Like I said, I feel like in the last 5 to 6 years we have seen more Black people getting married, which I love, y'all. But Black women are still the least to be married in today's society. Every 1 in 4 Black women is being married, which is very low. Okay, y'all. So we want to just change the narrative. We want to change our community, change the narrative of Black women, you know, create some more structure and beautiful homes for our children that are coming up behind us, the generations before our children. So yeah, y'all, we gotta do the work. We gotta do the work. So thank y'all for tuning into another episode of Just a Girl Talk. I appreciate you guys for watching. Again, don't forget to subscribe, turn your notifications on so you never miss an episode, and we will be back soon. See you guys.